A Saturday morning, again, early in the morning when a lot of kids could be sleeping or watching cartoons and doing nothing constructive, these young people got up, thought it was important enough, and we had a rally to urge we need justice in Darfur, stop the genocide. And I'm happy to say that former colleague, now State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli, has decided to divest the pension fund, the New York State Holdings, and the second largest pension fund in the United States, divested of all companies who do business in Darfur. Another way to get the attention of the leaders over there to stop the genocide.
Well, maybe if more of our statewide leaders start listening to the kids in Elmont, we'll be making some more good decisions here at the state capitol in Albany. You know, one of the reasons that the kids in Elmont are so connected and so together with their communities, whether it's the local community or the worldwide community, are the leaders in the community. We've already seen here on this program Lee Marcus and Al Harper and so many of the others, including Tom Alfano, who's sitting right here at this table with me. But there's another member of the community that we're going to put a spotlight on today, because Tom Alfano had the opportunity recently to put the spotlight on this individual at a ceremony here at the state capitol in Albany to celebrate Disability Awareness Day here in New York State. And Tom Alfano presented the Excelsior Award. And let's take a look now at that event and the introduction that was made, and we'll be back with more of today's program.
My pleasure to call upon the first recipient of this award today, who is battling through his disability. And I want to commend Lita Tedisco and my colleague Tom McKevitt, Assemblyman McKevitt from Long Island, for holding this important event. It's ironic that Mr. McKevitt mentioned a former occupant of the executive office, the governor of New York, and then President FDR, because the young man I'm about to introduce, who's a sixth grader from Elmont, which is in southwest Nassau County, has all of the quality and the charisma, the stick-to-itiveness and the courage to someday rise to great heights of governor and even president. And I'll tell you why. Let me tell you a few words about Peter Ponce, who's joined today by his parents. School Superintendent Al Harper is here, Norma DiBartolo from the Elmont Schools, and Ms. Ponce's mom, who came all the way from Mexico City to share in this honor, the pride that she has for her son, her grandson Peter. Peter has been battling Scleroderma since he was 4 years old. This is a crippling disease that is caused by the overproduction of collagen, which leads to hardening of a person's skin, muscles, soft tissues, and organs. In severe cases, the chronic disease can also lead to renal and respiratory failure. Currently, Peter is undergoing occupational and physical therapy, which help him to function much like any other sixth grader. He's a determined young man who is looking forward to raising the awareness of this disease to other people. And in order to prove that it's not only words, but it's also actions, this coming Saturday on June 6th, in the district, in cooperation with the Rotary Club in Elmont and Franklin Square and the Elmont School District, Peter is going to lead a walk, the proceeds of which will go to the care and treatment of people with this illness called Scleroderma. It will raise awareness and in some instances help young people like Peter who are less fortunate than he is. You know, when he was approached and the idea was to have this walkthrough and the founders of the walkthrough said, you know, the proceeds will go to you, Peter, being true to form, said, thankfully, my parents have insurance. I don't need the money that you're going to raise on Saturday. But I know of children out there who suffer from this debilitating illness who don't have insurance. So Peter Ponce, a sixth grader in Elmont, New York, said that I'll walk, not for myself, but to raise awareness so that other people know what this disease is about, and more importantly, that some young person anywhere in the United States who may not have insurance will be aided and assisted by his generosity and the generosity of spirit of those who will be walking with us on Saturday. It's my honor and privilege to introduce now my friend, a young man of vigor and courage and determination, a man who has not been slowed a day by his illness despite receiving chemotherapy on a weekly basis and despite having to be hospitalized on a routine basis so that his disease is currently in remission. And someday, Peter, you're going to stand in this chamber and you're going to rise to the second, you're going to go down to the second floor where the governor is, and you could do great things, my friend. So I'm proud to give you this award. I'm going to give you the award. All right, you're going to say something. All right? Thank you. Oh, we're going to take a little picture.
What a nice acknowledgement of somebody that's such a big part of the community.
He earned it. He deserves it. He's a wonderful young man who's fought through this illness with great courage, and he was a very moving presentation. I really was proud to be a part of it, and he's a selfless young man. If you heard what I said in my comments, you know, his family fortunately now has insurance, is being treated at a great hospital, Schneider Children's Hospital in New Hyde Park, Long Island, a great place. And he said, let's raise money for some child who has my illness, who doesn't have the money. 6th grade.
Yeah, 6th grade. And we're going to show you another example right now of what the type of thing that Peter Ponce does in the district to further that sort of thing. Here we're looking right now at an event that he helped organize that has to do with raising more money for the fight against scleroderma. Town Alfano, it's an amazing thing.
It is. The Rotary Club was very involved, did a great job, Franklin Square and Elmont working together.
There's Superintendent Harper again there, standing over on the left.
Here's our Rotary people doing a great job. It's a warm day, and we actually did some walking for the children and raised some money. It was great.
Well, you know, that's again what we end up talking about on this program is the efforts to bring the community together. And, you know, while you've got the leaders in the community to do it, you've also got the community that responds and comes out and takes part in an event on a very hot day to go out and do some walking.
And Peter's comments were really poignant. I mean, he speaks of his illness and approached it head on and has not been slowed by it. Magnificent young boy.
And apparently a lot of the schools, there you are heading out on the walk, and apparently a lot of the schools presented checks, and they had their own types of fundraisers, other schools in the area.
Raised over $7,000 for this disease and research and treatment.
That is, again, it's a terrific event for so many different reasons. You know, you can point to it and say, well, $7,000 was raised for the fight against this particular disease, but look at the good throughout the community with the individuals coming to working together for a common goal and trying to help out people who maybe aren't as advantaged as themselves in a particular way.
It's what community is all about, right? When someone needs assistance, people come together, give up their time, their money, their effort for the better cause, for the greater good, and we saw it that day.
Well, it's a terrific thing, and we do tip our hats to Peter Ponce and, again, the entire Elmont community for being able to get the job done and do it so well. We've got one last event we're going to show, if we can do this now, and this is some Little League activity that's going on in the community. This is the Elmont Little League, which is still going strong.